Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you a very challenging and rare condition in 31 years old male patient with recurrent attacks of vomiting, postprandial fullness. We did upper endoscopy and we discovered this lesion in the D2 and D3. It is about 1 centimeter, starting about 1 centimeter from the major papilla. As you can see, it's bulky mass measuring about 7 by 5 centimeter. And it is almost obstructing the lumen. We did MRI and EOS, and we didn't see any infiltration. Multiple biopsies were taken from the lesion, and they showed ectopic gastric mucosa with multiple scattered low-grade dysplasia, which is a very rare condition. We decided to go for ESD for resection. As you can see, as usual, I start with the distal margin. So after injection, I do the mucosal cut, followed by trimming. Generally, for ESD and the duodenum, I go for saline immersion ESD. After we cut the distal margin, I went for the right margin. The saline immersion, of course, will help me to open the submucosa much better and avoid many complications. We are dealing here with a very thin hole. You can appreciate here the very bad maneuverability of the lesion or of the scope, because again, I'm going from the D2 to the D3, which will initiate long scope. That means while I'm pushing the scope, I will go backwards with the scope. Now, after I finish the left and lateral margin, I'm finishing my circular cut, which is the proximal margin, the one near the papilla. As you can see, we are opening the third space here with irrigation under pressure with the saline. For the injection, I used cold saline to inject to diminish the post-ESD pancreatitis and electrosurgical syndrome. Also, we can visualize a lot of submucosal fat and a lot of networks of vessels. We have to be cautious here because bleeding here will obscure the visualization. We'll try to coagulate the vessels once we see them, and if we cut through a vessel and we have a bleeding, we'll try to be as fast as we can to stop the bleeding. Here we can appreciate the advantage of working under saline immersion, because it's not only opening the submucosa, but it will give us the lifting, or it will diminish the need for extra lifting because the lesion is floating in the saline, and also we'll get the advantage of underwater magnification, so we can visualize better the fibers, the muscle fibers, the vessels, everything. So 3 challenges here. The organ, of course, the duodenum, especially it's not the bulb or the second part. We are going almost in the horizontal part of the duodenum. The vessels, the severe fibrosis, especially within the center of the lesion, and the bad maneuverability of the scope during the whole process, especially to reach the distal part. As I said here, the long scope position will pull me back during the procedure. You can see that the dissection is very nice and smooth with minimal risk of injuring the muscle. Without working under saline, injury in the duodenum is very common to the muscle layer. I believe here the decision for ESD was the right decision because, of course, surgery would have been an option for duodenal resection, but it can end up with a Whipple surgery with high risk of morbidity and mortality. EMR here, I wouldn't say it would be a good option because cutting through such a bulky lesion has high risk of residuals, and we'll never be sure if we remove the whole lesion or not. So I think here ESD is the best option for this patient to ensure in-block resection. We have a good histopathology after we finish with low risk of recurrence or any residuals. And of course, it is an organ-preserving method, so the patient will keep his duodenum inside. The ESD took around 4 hours, 50 minutes, around almost 5 hours. As you can see here, we are examining the wound area to make sure that we don't have any perforations. It is clean and also no residuals on the margins, and we coagulate the vessels. After that, I did endoscopic hand suturing with the sutu art, and we, as you can see, completely closed the wound area, which is difficult to achieve with any other method. The lumen is still open, but again, it is a full closure and very tight closure. We sent the patient home on the second day after the procedure. He was pain-free. Histopathology showed ectopic gastric mucosa with diffusely scattered low-grade dysplasia with free margins of dysplasia. So it was a successful ESD. Thanks for watching. Until the next video.